moved you guys back to the map of Theros. Again, just to give you sort of a overview of where you are. Where we left off last time, you all went through the different watches, contemplating the different things that you have sitting before you as your quest continues, and the dire need to potentially stop King Anax has been conveyed to you through the twin brother of Perforos, Petros. After seeing omen in the sky of all three of the gods to which this group is pious to, sort of standing together, looking down upon you all as you slept. During Pyrana's watch, it seems you have all been transported to a place that exists mostly in legend for people who do not ever make a pilgrimage out to it, but for some who have made their way out there, is a little bit familiar. It is Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. And I will say that pretty much every time I say it, hopefully. We can bring everyone back to that page, and hopefully it's not all fucked up because I changed it. Where'd it go? There it is. Move party ribbon here. Fantastic. You all woke up around a lit campfire and a bedroll from, it seems to be under Takik, but not under the two of you, Draki and Athan. And again, I think I have the image here to pull up and show.
So we all got transported, and Takik somehow took his bedroll?
Sleep. When I died.
Shift-Z. There we go.
I was gonna say, have you already been here?
Yes, I am a great traveler of old.
It's just his bachelor pad.
Yeah, literally.
This is the layout, as close as art can get to the maps that people online draw. There is this central area with this raised, almost goblet of fire style bowl. The different pillars on the side seem to shoot up these lights into the sky where you can see, as Takik has sort of mentioned in some of the tales that he's told of Nykthos Shrine to Nyx before, the night around is a starless night sky and the moon is not out. However, in this central pillar complex area directly above where those lights are shining, there appears to be a circle as if it is cutting straight into Nyx itself, where all the constellations and galaxy nebula space aesthetic can be seen. Is anyone doing anything at the moment?
I'd like to look around and see if I can see anything.
I'm
As
going
in,
to-
like, anything moving or anything alive, possibly. Any danger?
Geek starts playing a song. You can make me a perception check.
Yeah, I guess, like, after looking up, Athen wants to look, like, around. Like, is there an edge to this place? Like, if he were to walk in one direction, where would he end up?
Yeah, so looking around, and from what Draki points out, there does appear to be kind of a point where the shadows of the ground kind of, you can notice a steep drop off, like a cliff edge, from a lot of what the legend of this place is. It is the peak of a mountaintop, essentially flattened, with this shrine built here. And Draki, you are able to notice the silhouettes beyond this area that you're in, this sort of pillared area with the big goblet in the center. There are the huge statues lining the perimeter of this place, depicting all the different gods of the pantheon.
Is that the orange pillars, the ones off to the side, or
A bit beyond
um?
those, this sort
Okay,
of
cool.
yeah. They're all arranged in a similar way where they're looking in towards this center complex and kind of surrounding it in a U shape.
So Takik, where exactly are we?
This is Nykthos, shrine to Nyx, my friend.
Oh,
Behold my beautiful bedroll where I apparently died and left no body. And
oh,
those
Oh,
you
are
you too?
ascended.
here.
You too. No, we found your body, kinda.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Last I was here was during a excuse me during a dream, and I believe
Oh,
Xenagos had visited me while I was here. He seemed to be hiding from something though, so now I'm equally confused as well as disturbed that he's been trailing us. But
Wait, so
something
both me and Jockey were burned alive and you just died while you were sleeping?
what are you gonna do, eh?
is his bed mat full of fire? Did like a ember jump out of his
Yeah.
little fire pit and just light him up?
The bed mat is undisturbed aside from the impression of Takik's body, and the fire
Mm.
is well maintained.
Gotcha.
Which is rather odd since I don't know how long I've been deceased for that I can remember learning. But pardon me a minute, gentlemen. Xenagos, are you here?
You just shout that out to the winds.
Yeah. That's who it is, right?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
The person that was who I thought the shadow was
Yeah.
last week. Okay, cool.
From up towards where that goblet is, you see a shadow sort of standing upright like a person. Something you have seen before, Takik.
There you
They
are.
appear. I'm on the wrong.
At least it's not
layer.
them.
I was gonna.
Right.
Yeah, as I was saying it, I was thinking that
Mhm.
this sort of dark silhouette of a four-horned satyr carrying a spear and with these like glowing ember red eyes. Previously, Takik, you saw this person. They were scared and sort of motioning to you to take their hands. They are standing not defiantly, but pridefully at the top of this kind of stepped platform.
You've had this with you the whole time?
To be fair, I didn't know that it was Xenagos. I should have, based on my research of him. But there's been so much happening. I didn't even think to dwell on what was going on. But
Do we rush him?
Xenagos, is that truly you? If it is, come forward. We mean you no harm. We just have
Uh,
questions.
Well,
I was about to say Athen will like unholster his weapons in preparation.
Okay.
I don't know about this whole meaning no harm business.
Okay, I will walk to him then if you guys are going to be.
This dude invaded my country.
this dude invaded our party.
So Takik, as
He's been
you're
fourth wheeling so long.
at the bottom of these steps and you are getting closer, the image of this shadowed person who we're all calling Xenagos right now comes more into clarity and grows in size to this huge creature in front of you that seems to almost be like larger than life, although the token is huge. Do know that they are almost like as tall as this place before you.
Oh my. Um,
Do we see that, or is he
Would I
still small
reckon-
for us?
You guys see it as he approaches. I'm going to put this guy in the background.
Okay.
Would I recognize this creature? Or would I have a...
So you would
Are those
be able to
horns?
sort of identify at this point the sort of horn, the crown of horns that Xenagos was mentioned to have, the face, the sort of crazed, revelrous look to him. You think this may be a form of Xenagos who has arisen to godhood standing before you.
Uh,
It is me, Xenagos.
uh, I'm usually not at a loss for words, but wow. What? Why have you been? Why have you been following us? Why have you been part of whatever is going on? Is this all you're doing with the king and with um, the queen and the release of the Titans of old with Flage?
Much of the outcome was not planned, but Perforos's sickness was indeed my doing. And
You
I
bastard.
do thank you, Takik. When I met you, I was small and scared and afraid and fresh off of a defeat from the gods of Nyx, from the gods of Theros. And you were able to hide me so that Erebos could not claim me and take me to the underworld. At least not in the sense that he would know that I was there.
Why? Why did you poison the Forge God?
Because the gods of this world do not deserve the power that they have. And they can do with being reminded that they are also mortal.
Blasphemy.
What benefit does this bring you?
Well, to be honest, the death of gods brings me no benefit, as I sought to become a god myself. And did, if it weren't for champions of
Those
Heliod.
meddling kids. Their little dog, too.
But even I could not be deluded so much by the idea of apotheosis, of being a god of Theros. I still knew I was mortal, and someday all the gods of Theros would die. And if that included me, then so be it.
So be it, but you were scared to die by being taken by Erebos?
I did not want my machinations to come to an end by being put in some prison conceived of by Erebos and torture of the other gods. And you saved me from that fate.
Well, then how are you going to help us save the world from burning? Because if you're telling me that it's the doing of the gods, then why are you, by default, punishing those who have done the wrong?
Again, I will not say that the unleashing of this Titan that has been locked away is part of my plan. But if you wish
That's definitely your fault.
for my aid in this quest, if you wish to stop this through use of my power, then I will need you to denounce the gods that you have so blindly followed your whole lives, or for some of you, for the last year of your life. And he looks at Draki. And worship me, Xenagos.
The god
not
of
taking responsibility of things?
Of Revels is my former title.
Right. So
What I will be god of is largely determined upon what we do together.
Give me 1 second. That's me breaking character to read something that I had set
Also,
aside.
let me be clear. If you wish to stop King Anax, if you wish to prevent Flage from being unleashed, I will help you in that.
How would you do that?
I can't trust the help of a traitor like you.
A traitor to who?
To everyone, the world around you. You do nothing but cause chaos.
I
You're no friend of humanity.
simply wish to reveal the truth to humanity, so they no longer live under the meddling of gods or the fears that create titans.
And you think rampant chaos and destruction is going to quell those fears?
Purposeful chaos and destruction that brought about my ascension will
Yeah, that's
lead
done a
to
whole lot
a
of good for the
world.
rest of the world.
Many more will die in the future, led by gods, than have fallen under my designs.
You're no different from them. You've killed just as many people. I see nothing before me but a hypocrite.
I understand the perspective that you have. I would point to the gods themselves, even Athreos, to show you the list of people who have died under the meddling of deities. And compare that to what I have wrought on Theros and the life that will come once the gods are gone.
And that being said, mortals are just that. We're mortal. We're not meant to live forever. Our time would not be precious if it was unending.
And you think the gods are different.
It's not my place.
Is this the perspective of the rest of you?
It is for me. I cannot trust someone who so callously throws away lives just to prove a point that is extremely hypocritical.
It is arrogant coming from a follower of the god of Heliod.
Is that so?
Kind of got you there. Well, Stenagos, the question remains of why. What do you get out of this? Surely your revelry needs to have some sort of purpose, if that's what you want to call it, but it appears that you seem to be a little hurt by the pain that has been instilled in you by being cast out from godhood, even though by anyone's definition of the word, you attained it in a way that is both, I guess, honorable and, well, maybe not honorable in some people's eyes, but you earned that right, and you were cast out for it, which I can sense a lot of revenge in the needing to cause this upheaval of the natural order of things. But as I myself am a devout follower of Crufix, you of all people should know that my beliefs are not of something as simple as victory or
Whoa, hey.
whatever the other one is. Who's this guy?
Justice, vengeance,
For justice.
upholding laws no matter how unjust they are.
Indeed. But as I was saying, it appears that um, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm a follower of something that is beyond even some of the gods' understanding due to the age and the seeking of mysteries being an all encompassing drive to all people and beings. Um,
Does it not feel like hypocrisy to you that Krufix is the god of all that is known, but keeps knowledge from you?
well, how did he gain his knowledge? Did he simply get it handed to him?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Well, if knowledge is something to be gained, and if it's something that he's the god of, and the being of keeping it, would it be a complete defeat of one's will to discover and learn and grow to just simply accept the gift of knowledge beyond comprehension?
That is the difference in mortal
He's got a point.
perspectives to gods. Krufix did not learn all he knows. He is knowledge. And he
Indeed.
drives people to pursue knowledge and find secrets that could be beneficial for the entirety of Theros. But yet
Correct,
he
I mean, if
does
the
not
dude knows
give
everything, he probably knows why he shouldn't give it. So,
well, it appears that I'm in the presence of a madman, of someone who chose to become a god and chose to not cast off the beliefs of a mere mortal and chose to be someone who refuses to work towards anything other than his own pleasure and his own ways in the world. So I myself have no need for your help and no desire myself to be someone to cast off a god who has taught me much. Were it not for him, I don't know that I would have woke up in the underworld. As you can see over there is my bedroll, where I left the mortal realm and became a spirit with these other fine travelers, and we've been linked by not only Krufix but by Clothis as well to stop whatever madness is unfolding. And I do believe that you refusing to become a true god is also in your nature due to you being a mere mortal turned god and someone who can't cast off the jealousy and anger that you didn't know more before becoming a god. So I do not need nor desire your help in this.
here, here.
Truth.
I see. Then I will reiterate my statement. I thank you, Takik, and I thank you, Athan and Draki, for showing me new truths about Theros that not even I knew. Although you did not know I was with you, I am grateful nonetheless, and we shall see where the fate of Theros falls.
So you're saying you're happy you learned instead of were just told?
Oh, oh.
He
Um,
disappears.
he disappeared. Okay. This is the portal down here, the purple,
When you
or
say
like the
portal.
view
Oh,
to
it's
like
purple.
the Nyx.
So the Nyx is above this sort of central dais here.
Hmm.
It's in the night sky. Sort of the columns in front of you go around like 100 feet up, and then the light beams continue going up until there seems to be this opening in the completely dark sky above you that
Gotcha.
shows into Nyx.
Just while we're kind of standing here, Takik's gonna play like a song of lament that he has caused this, and call out to Krufix that he needs help and that he is not sure if what he's done has gone beyond what we are capable of
Athen's gonna
fixing.
go over to Dakik and just like put his hand on his shoulder and be like, don't be downhearted. It took a lot to stand up to such a creature. It is not your fault that he imposed himself on you. The true test was you here and now telling him off. And I am glad to stand by your side for whatever comes.
I value and appreciate your words, my friend. It appears that we have yet to discover the true meaning of our connection, and I can't help but wonder the potential destruction that lays before us. But I'm glad to have both of you by my side as we venture into the unknowns of the future.
Speaking of venturing, how'd you get out of here last time?
Last time I woke up,
Oh, simple.
but it was because I took the hand of Xenagos, not knowing who or what he was.
It is also as you guys are sitting here and Takika's playing this song, making his desires to Krufix known, and there's a sense of camaraderie in your standing up to facing down a god or a madman or satyr from Skull of Vale, who's to know at this point that to the east, you guys notice the first light of day, or of dawn rather, sort of breaks through the horizon far off in the distance, and you can see as the sky itself above you, very much in the fast forwarding Moon Knight kind of sense, is going through cycles of day and night and day and night and day and night from the solstice that Takik seemed to have been brought back to with you guys. Eventually, for those of you keeping count, it is not going too fast. A little bit more than a year passes from that point. Takik, you would know the difference in that time being how long it has been since you've returned to the mortal realm and traveled with the party. It is now day out, so I can change this to daylight mode. And around the large central need to find out a better word for this thing than goblet. Few creatures who are identifiable by you all individually for the different gods of which you worship, standing sort of in a council with each other is a huge stone giant in brass armor similar to that of a Crowan's. Athan, you know this creature as a creature of legend. Where'd her name go? As Kalemni, a disciple of Erois. She, in history, has been known to wander the areas around Akros and essentially test the mettle of squadrons of Akroan soldiers, making sure that they are ready for anything and teaching them different valuable skills in combat and helping them hone their blades, and has, during one Eroan Games, shown up to be a challenger against any who would wish to fight her.
Okay.
Am I on the right layer? I am. Draki, you recognize the visage of a mythical creature, a Archon as well, named Electon, the first of the Archons of Falling Stars, who you know to be Archons that Heliod had sort of taken pity on after they were defeated by mortals and essentially brought into Nyx with him to serve him, essentially as penance for how Archons treated the mortals during the times they were tyrannical rulers over them. He is
Very
also
cool.
huge.
Yeah. Like, boy, wow. Look at those muscles, bro. You're gonna have to tell me your secrets.
Smaller stature over on the west side of this structure is a sphinx that Takik, you know as Metamai, the Ageless, a more or less agent of Crewfix, although devotion is kind of up in the air as to whether or not they just know each other, or Metamai is actually like pious towards Crewfix. The legends of this sphinx often come from the polis of Melitus, where they will preside over many different large prominent events in history, showing up either to witness or provide insight or cast judgment. Oftentimes, it seems Metamai's appearance has been more of a bad omen for the people of Melitus, as they have suffered their fair share of calamitous events. But all three of these creatures are standing around that central pillar, all large enough to look over it and at each other in this conversation. And then as the sky above you sort of stops on that day, the one right after where you guys were in the lava fields, they turn and they look at you guys standing on the bottom of this staircase.
Hello.
What's up? What are you
Hail
guys
Kalemni.
discussing?
Kalemni sort of, in a soldierly salute, raises her arm and beats it against her chest and then lifts it out. Hail, Athan of Akros.
She knows me.
Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if this guy knows me. Electon, what's good?
What's good?
Electon does turn and look more specifically at Draki, and he's just like, yes, Draki. I have been watching you closely as you have demonstrated your faith to Heliod. I was sure that we would have no issue bringing you all here.
Thank you, my liege.
He just Metamai and just like nods.
Metamai does sort of stand there, almost motionless. You think unless you could like see them breathing, you would think they might be a statue standing there. But you do receive a head nod. Kalemne is the one to sort of break the silence after introductions, and she's like, well, we should get started then. We have
May we
brought...
approach?
You may. As you all well know, much has been going on in Theros. Much that is dangerous to the lives of those who live in it.
Indeed.
And while we wish we could assist you further, we have been prohibited from interacting with creatures cursed by the Nyxborn curse. These include everybody who was at the event at Perforos's Forge in Mount Velis. If we were to be affected by such things, we could affect the rest of Nyx. So we have been here deliberating how best to go about dealing with these issues.
Is that sorry? Is that what we're calling it? The Nyxborn curse?
It is what Farrakha mentioned when we asked, well, when she was asked about it.
Okay.
We have not been busy trying to name it anything else, so we just use what it was called.
Well, she's not the goddess of creativity, I'll tell you that.
No, that is sadly part of Perforos' domain.
Ah, shit. We're gonna get worse at naming things.
Damn it.
We have brought you here in a unorthodox way to present before you ordeals to earn the help of the gods in whatever way they can to avoid this calamity befalling the Pantheon.
All right. I like me some more deals.
Same.
There is. There are a few things to get out of the way with first, though. Should you have any questions in your current confusion, as we have, again, seen much from here, but have not been able to intervene as much as we may like to. We are
So
here for your edification on the matter.
you brought us here now, correct?
Yes.
Did you know
That's good.
Xenaghost was with us?
We learned quickly from the communications of Petros that Xenagos was still at large in Theros. However,
But you didn't
he
know
seems...
that he was like bound to us in some way.
We have... No.
Okay.
I do not sense a presence with you.
Well, okay, so I guess I don't know if you saw, I guess a year ago, he was here with us.
They all look at each other a little bit quizzically, although Metamai continues to stand sort of unchanging in
Sorry.
expression.
I think a lot of time has just passed really quickly. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But he was like right here. Is that bad? Like, shouldn't he not be here? Shouldn't he have been cast out? Did we bring him back by accident?
We are not yet in Nyx ourselves.
Okay.
Nyx remains above us. It is enterable from this point. However, it is not as easy as physically moving up towards it, or I believe if somebody like Xenagos was here and could just move into Nyx, they would.
He did seem to be rather godlike in his visage.
I could imagine as much if he's had a year to recover from what Elspeth did to him in Nyx. Much like
Okay.
us standing before you, there are creatures of great power who have been infused by Nyx and know the natures of Nyx's magic. Whether or not he fully possessed the power of a god when he was talking to you, whenever that is, or if he is somebody like Electus, an Archon, someone of great power, Electon, is up for debate. Again, I was not there.
Okay.
I see.
I don't know if you heard the conversation, but he did admit to us that all of this is his doing. Though he did also, in a way, offer to help stop it. Kind of weird.
He did say that he wasn't quite planning on things to go this far, or at least he seemed to be just as surprised as us that the Titan is potentially going to be released. But
To me, it sounds like
I don't know if he's
he got in
trustworthy.
over his head and is now
Right.
trying to fix it, realizing that if he burns the world down, he'll have nothing to be god over.
You said he he offered to help you. What did he ask for in return?
Us
Renouncing
to
the gods.
denounce the gods.
Ah. He may have been attempting to hold on to whatever ascension that he had. Without mortals, without the people of Theros. She looks over at Metamai as she is saying this, and Metamai just sort of looks over and then looks back to you guys. And Glemne continues. Without mortal belief, the gods of Theros would not exist.
Right.
It is because
I
of...
assume the same is for him then.
Yes. The three of you are, no doubt, if not already in some legends, going to be put down in them. And your piety towards the various members
No,
of the
don't worry about him.
Pantheon
No.
I
will
got a
grow
story for
because
you.
of the stories told about the three of you. He likely was looking to grab hold of that lightning in a bottle, essentially. The power of all three of you worshipping him and the worship people would have towards you, fueling him and the essence of Nyx that makes him like a god.
See,
He was aura
Wow.
farming. Or trying to.
I don't doubt that it would work, should you have given in. But I am glad to see, for all of your sakes, that you have not.
It was an easy decision to make.
Yeah. Not the most trustworthy guy, to be honest with you.
So I guess forgetting him for the moment, or forever, that's fine. Is we've learned of sort of the danger that currently poses, where it seems that Flage has taken control over what once was King Anax, and he is uniquely positioned with the key to Flage's jail cell, as it were. We were currently on the way to stop that from happening. Do you have any insight or advice as to these events?
We have the means of helping you to reach Mount Kier in time.
Nice.
As we have
That'd be
been
very
watching,
helpful.
despite your expediency, King Anax has a powerful dragon under his control that would bring him there faster than you could make it halfway. And even with the protections of the temple itself, we imagine he would have reached the bottom of it potentially as you got there, and it would be too late for Theros.
Okay.
what's the cost of getting there in time?
Cost is more of a test than giving us things. Although you have all clearly proven yourselves to be paragons of the different deities you worship, there are trials that we wish to put you through to prove that you are worthy of this aid. To make sure that even with the tests that you speak of that we had no part in, where the god of revels has tempted you, you will continue in making the choices the way you have and following through with your oaths.
Yeah.
I see.
Well,
I'd
except
say I love a good challenge, but proving that I'm loyal to Iroas is easy.
I certainly hope that is what we will see. I will also mention the temptation of the Titan for King Anax is not without truth. His queen, who he loves to the ends of the mortal world and back, does still live within Flage, and doing this would reunite the two of them. So although King Anax may be mad and have his mind lost, do not think less of the man. He is still dangerous. He has not lost all his faculties. He is simply driven by one of the lesser remembered things in Nick's love.
Never fear, I never thought less of him for his actions, despicable though they might be.
Well,
I
has got a
I-
sore ankle.
I knew him for a long time. I know that he is not in his right mind. That being said, he must still be stopped, and I won't hesitate to do so.
Understood.
Is there anything to
Whether
be done
that-
with Flage?
We must do what we can to protect the mortal world from Flage. And that includes stopping Anax from reaching the bottom of that temple.
do you know any way of disconnecting Flage from Annex and his connection that they have?
That actually, I just thought of this. Like, is that why Flage took Cymede? Because Annex will stop at nothing to get to her, and by doing so, free Flage?
We have come to a similar conclusion that this is a ploy by the Titan of Eternal Fire.
Because it seems to me like if we just rescue Queen Cymede, that'll also turn Annex's attention away from Flage. If she's not down there with him, he doesn't have to go down there to get her.
That is true.
You are correct. However, if you wish to face down a Titan in the underworld, I am not quite sure even our help will assure you in that victory. Titans are made of the same thing that creates the gods of Theros. Belief, but largely belief caused by fear. They are incredibly powerful and destructive creatures, and without the binding of them, they would be able to challenge even gods.
As hubris as it might sound, I do not fear Flage. I only fear never having tried to beat the odds.
Well, let's not forget that the queen willingly brought this upon herself at the bidding of Keranos, is what we've learned from the fire speaker.
I suppose that is an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, I know Xenagos machinations run deep, but it does seem odd that Keranos seems to have incepted within Cymede the need for Anax to go to Mount Velis and thus kickstart this whole ordeal. Do you know, have the gods said anything about this?
To this, Metamai speaks up. And she does so, again, not changing any sort of part of her visage, but speaking into all of your brains, and yes, even you, Takik. hearing within your heads the same thing. Queen Cymede was not fooled and did not mean any ill will. She was worried that the cure of the lava would not work, and she consulted with Keranos on whether or not that would cure King Anax. And the answer she got was yes.
It would cure him, or it would not?
It would.
Okay. So
So is he in? Has it been discovered that he's in the works with Xenagos?
There
is
is
it
no
possible
ill intent
cure
or lies or deceit going on here. Keranos' answer to Queen Cymede was simply an answer of yes. It would cure him.
Leaving out the fine details, though,
I mean,
of
maybe he
what that
didn't
would
know.
cause.
It seems
I do
like
believe that
Indeed, Keranos is not
maybe
a god of knowledge. He did not understand what the Nyxborn curse would bring upon the world. He simply responded to Cymede's calls. And as Keranos and her are off to do, once they are set on a course of action, they are set on that course of action.
I mean, again, I don't really know how much I can blame Cymede or Keranos for this. I rest this all on Xenagost's feet, hooves, whatever.
I agree.
Metamai agrees and then looks over at Electon and reiterates to you guys a legend of Heliod. The one of the queens of Meletis was taken by a king of Atlantin in history, and the wrath that brought about upon Atlantin by Heliod is why it was sunken into the sea. Later, it was discovered that queen asked Keranos, she was a faithful worshipper of his, whether or not the love for that king was true. And again, the answer was not complicated, was not long, was simply yes. And as a follower of Keranos, she left from Meletis to Atlantin, and disaster was wrought upon the polis.
Keratos really out here fucking flipping a coin, answering these questions.
I know it does not bring.
I was like, he speaks from the heart, though.
Yes, this is what I am attempting to convey.
So, I mean, we already pressed for time. Maybe we should get about those trials. I think it matters less why all this happened and more how are we going to end it.
I do believe so.
Very well. I wish you all luck in the trials to come. And Electos also looks over at you guys and he's like, for sunlight's glory. And then he beats his chest, and in a flash of bright light, it is night again. And they are gone. Oop, that's the map layer.
Wow. We're meeting a lot of cool people on this journey. Never thought we'd be this important.
I always knew I was destined for legends.
I definitely desired a more simple life, but cannot argue with these callings.
And somebody showed up and melted your wife.
Yes, that too. It
That's
will
right. We still
drive a
gotta find your
lot.
kid at some point.
Yes, I was hoping my raven would go and find her, but haven't found my raven yet.
You have a raven?
I do.
And I feel like we've had this
You're a
conversation before.
You have had
We
this
have.
conversation, which is why I have a grin on my face because I'm like, why is he asking this again?
I do now remember this.
Oh, I wasn't asking. I was just saying the raven hasn't found me yet.
No, why is Thomas asking this again?
Oh, Thomas.
It's been a while, all right?
been a while.
Yeah, that was like a month ago.
So the light flashes. Day suddenly seems to turn to night. The stars are in the sky now. It does not seem as if you are back to the previous night with Xenagos. Give me just a second here. My roll20 is flipping a bitch.
It didn't do the whole time warp thing.
I'm still confused on how much time passed. That was tripping my balls out.
Well, I think if I'm
Oh.
to believe this correctly, I think we went back in time
Mm-hmm.
to see Xenaghost and then fast forwarded to the present day to meet those three.
Which is kind of confusing considering that technically Xenagos piggybacked off to Keek to get out of
It may
Yeah.
have.
hell, basically. Unless it just
I think
that
it
was his old form and now he's in his godlike form.
based
because of
on
that.
that. I would assume that I met him when I was to head to sleep, and maybe being connected with him was what brought me to the underworld from Erebos or something. Maybe
Do you
because we
think
were
he
connected.
killed you?
I think Erebos pulled me into the underworld with Xenagos because he thought that I was him or that we were one being. I don't know though.
So it is as
Yeah,
you
it could
guys
be.
are having this conversation. The area around you is dark, and then once again, a large light illuminates the area. This time, however, the light of gargantuan fire ahead of you.
Queen bad.
Damn, and a bad bad. Shit, bad
The
bad.
form of Flage that Takik had seen when probing the mind of Ignakshi spouts out from the ground by that sort of threshold on the other side of this whole structure and towers in the sky above you guys, above even the structure itself. Visually, almost those horns on top of its head are penetrating the night sky of Nyx. As these flames, you can feel even the heat from where you are sort of go in these fiery tornadoes around it. And Athan, you can see at the center of this creature, there is your queen, Cymede, burning and screaming as opposed to what the picture would depict. Sadly, I couldn't get AI to make her burning and screaming. But she exists within this roiling flame at the center of Flage. To the west, to Keek, you are the first to notice as in between those pillars, there is far off in the distance, it seems, almost as if conjured here by some sort of illusion or brought here by whatever weird magic Nykthos Shrine to Nyx has. You can see a waterfront at the edge of those pillars going out far, far, and then on the horizon you see a temple of Krufix. And again, knowing your myths and legends of the temple of Krufix, the tree that sort of sprouts behind it this temple at the edge of the world where many prophets of Krufix have gone to learn either all there is to know or their their deepest secrets of Theros. And Draki, to the east, you again see a sunrise. However, this time it is shedding light on the grasslands of Oreskos, where all the Leonin are from. And you can see the stone village of Tethamos out there and hear the laughter of what you know of as your daughter. And it is very hard to see in the distance, back towards Flage and the threshold. But you all can also see these guys. I'll yank you guys over to...
What the hell?
I guess that just dragged me, or did that drag you guys?
Tectos?
I'm still on this map. Oh,
You can see a large red dragon and a Crowan man wielding a dripping axe. Sorry, an axe dripping lava from its blades and sort of emitting smoke from the top of it. Athen, you know this man is King Anax. He bears all the same decoration as the late
Yup.
king. So in this moment, if anybody needs a refresher on what's going on around them, feel free to ask. But also,
I do have a question.
Okay.
You said what we can each individually see. Can I see what they're seeing, or can I only see my little part of it?
You all are able to see the individual things. It seems as if certain parts have called your attention first.
Okay, I was just making sure that it wasn't like a weird thing, like we're each seeing our own little bit.
Does this seem
Okay.
to be like a vision or more of like in the moment type of scenario? Where like does everyone who's approaching us look like they're actually here or like specters?
So everything here seems to be physically present. Like you can even feel the
Okay.
flame from Flage. The almost like screens on either side of you guys right now. You can smell seawater coming from the side where the Temple of Krufix is sitting far in the distance on the horizon, and you, Draki, and everybody else are able to sort of get that smell of the grasslands of Oreskos that have so long eluded you at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and hear the laughter. It seems like it is the only thing that is abnormal aside from the placement of those scenes around you is the volume you can hear your daughter laughing right now. Tethamos seems far away, but the laughter sounds
Gotcha.
like it's just on the other side of those pillars.
I'm so close, yet so far to my daughter. I believe this is the trial. We're most likely being
Yep.
tested to see whether or not we will stay. But if we do not stay, all those things we love will be lost, I believe.
Yeah, Daki just looks out at the temple and just says, like, it's not right. It is not done this way. I must journey there to be accepted and welcoming of the knowledge I might receive.
Okay, so what is
Yeah, I
everybody
mean,
doing?
Athen just fucking draws his weapons and starts to charge.
I will follow up with Athen. Hearing my daughter's laugh did put some resolve back into my fighting spirit of why exactly we are on this mission, or at least for myself.
Okay, so you guys are charging towards the northern part of this map.
Yes.
I am.
What are you charging against?
I mean, I realized I got a way to go. I didn't know when you were going to stop me.
Yeah, I guess what I'm more asking
That's
is, you say
60 feet.
charge forward. You charging forward to meet Flage? Are you charging forward towards Anax?
I guess to
Probably
be fair, I can see Anax behind Flage, or is Flage just kind of in the way?
You can see Anax behind Flage, past this
Okay.
threshold.
Is Flage still bound in chains?
There are chains dangling from Flage, but they do not seem to be binding them. They just seem
Okay.
more as remnants of what previously bound them. That doesn't really make it much bigger, but you can kind of see some
It
around
actually makes it
their
smaller.
arm,
yeah.
and you can see there between like the armpit and the wrist are some chains.
Like he's almost anchored down.
No,
a
so
little
these
bit.
don't seem like it's anchoring him down. These seem like they are. He has
Just
been
part of him?
unchained. Yeah. He
Okay.
just
Is
didn't shake
Anax-
them off once he left.
Is Anax doing anything, or just standing there menacingly?
Standing there menacingly.
Okay.
Flage.
I mean,
Release Ignashi.
it's not Ignashi.
Is
I
it
think-
not?
Well,
What's her name? Cymede? Oh wait, no.
Cymede
not
is
Cymede.
is inside of Flage in this image, but Ignashi, I don't know if you had like meant like release her from the curse that you put her under.
Well, no, I don't really care
Nah,
about
she can
Ignashi.
burn.
I meant Cymede. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless that's the key, you never know.
To also be clear,
Athen.
Athen, as you have entered in this sort of like red radius, you do feel like getting closer to Flage feels like it will burn you. However, at the moment, you don't feel the pain of burning. You just get the sense that, like, even being where you are now in a normal situation would cause pain and burning.
Okay. Kind of used to it at this point. Yeah, he's gonna go, and he's going around. If around is I don't know if Flage is gonna like move at all as they get closer, or like do anything.
So what happens
him.
as you sort of take that step down the ledge and move ever closer towards this large tornado of fire? Flage does not do much aside from look at you as you are walking by, and you feel the intensity of the heat getting hotter and hotter. Again, at this point, you feel like you would be inside of a furnace, how close you are to him. The only sort of reaction from the mass of fire you see kind of spinning around inside of it uncontrolled is Cymede on fire, and she's sort of like reaching down saying, Athen, you can do it! Athen, save me!
Athen, like, as he runs, like, does look up at her with like tears in his eyes. And he's like, I promise. And then he just keeps running towards Anax.
She continues spinning around and screaming as you run towards Anax. What are the...
I'm sorry, something about her spinning is really funny to me.
You motherfucking
It's like
Beyblade.
it's like going around in like a dryer, just.
What are the two of you doing?
I'm so torn right now.
As you've got closer to Flage to Keek, you can see that horizon seems closer now than it did before, where Krufix's temple sits just beyond the edge of the known world, hovering out in space or Nyx beyond. And Draki, the presence of Tethamos in your vision is even closer to you, and you swear you could even see kids playing in the streets between buildings on or within the perimeter of Tethamos.
Takik, just in frustration, just gonna just basically to like maintain his resolve, just shout, "It is not my time yet," and just keep following after Athen. I guess I can. Of course, he's using him like a shield because he's scared. But
yeah, the two of
he's
you
following.
can still feel that like you would be immolated at this point. You would be ash
Yeah.
on the ground, but something is allowing you to move and continue moving.
Then I will do so. Just keep making my way.
Takik is just like not running as fast as he could because he doesn't want to be in front. Rocky, come on!
It's as Athen and Takik are at the top of that
Okay.
sort of lip right there, and Takik says, Draki, come on. You see the dragon behind King Anax turn its head towards Athen and Takik and breathe out a cone of fire.
Athen instinctively, again, like Takik is behind him, but Athen does make a point to try and shield both of them from the fire.
Draki, you watch as Athen once again puts his life on the line to protect the people who he is traveling with, and left behind seems to be ashes of the two heroes who you have been traveling with.
Not again!
I will not let you take my friends. I'm gonna charge the fucking Titan.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
just
jump
like
up and
running
try and
into it?
fucking. No, I'm gonna jump up and see if I can grab
Oh,
the
grab like one of
queen
the
out.
chains!
Yeah, I'm trying to look like Hulk when he's like jumping at the fucking fire giant or whatever. Yeah,
When he's
Oh.
jumping at
and
Surtur.
yeah.
Big monster!
Yeah, just give me a acrobatics check.
Wow.
I thought that would turn out better.
I thought it would too.
So I mean,
I have a
you're
plus
capable of
6.
jumping into a fiery tornado, and your
Yeah.
initial sort of like grabbing out to these wild chains that are swinging around within this fire tornado. You don't initially sort of latch onto them from just the run and the jump, but one comes by you and you can sort of grab a hold of it as it is kind of chaotically just swinging within this mass of fire. You can feel your hand again. The intensity of potentially like the sun on your hand, but you are grinning and bearing it at the moment.
I'm gonna start climbing the chain towards the queen.
Okay, you continue climbing the chain, going up towards the queen. Eventually, you feel the heat overcome you, and you are all back at the central dais of this place, and the visions around you are gone. It is still nighttime. If you could put your tokens back there, I have to ghostify everything else. In case it wasn't clear, Draki, your friends are not Ash, as they are by you.
Oh, what
Just
the
to be
fuck?
clear.
Whew, for a second there, I thought.
I thought we were about to restart.
Man, can you imagine going back to the underworld again?
For a third time? That'd be crazy.
Wait, what's the second time?
Oh, right. You guys haven't died before. My bad.
What?
No, I'm joking.
He's a
I
cat.
died many a times.
How many lives you got left?
Well, considering I'm here, -1.
Oh, Draki Star, leader of the Clan of Thunder. Warriors reference? Anyone?
I
I
do not
understood
know.
it.
Sorry, what?
Warriors.
I did not watch the Cats.
I was reading.
Yeah.
I thought there was a show.
Is there?
Did they come up with the show?
I do also have to say, thematically, I had the greatest experience because when Jason was describing Flage, I had put on Lord of the Rings and the Great Eye song started playing.
Hmm.
Pretty epic. It felt pretty awesome.
So as you are all there, recognizing that you have not been immolated into dust, at least not yet, it is once again night, and the pillars around you guys that were previously shining light straight up into the sky now begin to lose their light one by one, like lights going out on a street, until you are only illuminated by this central pillar, and then even that light goes out.
Guys,
And
did we just lose?
Suddenly,
I think we failed.
you find yourselves
Oh shit.
over here. A similar shrine to Nyx, seeming to be crumbling into ruin. Different night sky above you, the ground of which seems to have been broken open in a fissure, leading to, oddly enough, a very similar view of the sky that previously was above you, but kind of tainted in that miasmic purple, blue, green light from the underworld that you previously had seen in your brief visit to it. Your strands of these silvery lines that you saw previously tying you guys together and leading to Taranika, that have been kind of absent since you met her. They are no longer entangled to one another, and they lead down into this fissure. And you do see, because I haven't described it yet, the visage of Erebos standing. The token is just an ambiguous size. He seems like his body goes down into this reflection of Nyx and disappear. But his torso and like top half is above this fissure in the ground, and he stands there expressionless, just looking at you guys.
Well, boys, no time like the present.
That didn't make it bigger.
It's really not helping, Jason. The tokens are already too big. Do you think he's mad that we got out of
Onward.
hell?
Do you think he recognizes us? There's no way, right?
Takik's just gonna close his eyes and yeet into here.
You're going down to hell?
So long, suckers. He turns
Takik
around and gives you a little.
falls into this reflection of Nyx and vanishes in the stars.
Oh.
Well,
Erebos
where one goes, we all
stands
go, I guess.
unflinchingly.
He should have. Yeah, I can't explain, but
Yeah, Adam's not really sure what to make of that.
I can't
Yeah.
explain, he said.
There's no time. Jumps to his death.
What does that even mean?
well, I'm not
You know,
there
I
anymore,
couldn't
so I
explain it
can't.
either.
Well, I
Takik
do.
is hoping that you guys also see the cords of destiny.
So again,
And-
the strands are not
Oh, definitely do.
bound to. They're not like tied up in one another again. They are individual for you, and they all lead down into this place individually.
Right.
Okay.
I guess that makes sense. You
I
know?
don't.
He
I don't.
hopes
I
that
don't
you
mean to
guys
make
would
that as like
know
a counterpoint
on
to what
his-
Takik is
Based
saying.
on
Yeah.
who his god is, why he jumped in there at this point, having traveled with him long enough.
I'll drop the light of Helios real quick and dip.
You just
Athens
cast
gonna make
daylight, or
his-
do you just like is the light of
Yeah.
Heliod just flipping off Erebos?
No, I'm gonna cast daylight.
Okay.
Athen just like goes up as close as he can and like looks up at Erebos, and is like, "One day you may have my soul, but not quite yet." And then he will also just step off the edge.
Draki and Athen, you find yourselves falling for quite a long time. What feels like years. And then suddenly you are back where you started this situation. And it is day again. And I'll bring you guys over there because you can't move through walls.
Is that one from Halo 5 or Infinite or whatever?
I don't know.
I don't recognize it.
I'm pretty sure that is from the remaster of Halo 2, no? Or
I just don't
think they
recognize the
redid all
cutscene.
them.
But maybe.
I swear I've seen it before. But can't remember.
I really can't wait for us to show up and then be like, "Guys, you fucked up."
Yeah, literally. Oh, Cortana. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
They're just all there scratching their heads. Just like, But yeah, you are.
I swear I've seen this before. Sorry, continue.
You are returned unhurt, undamaged by your journeys into wherever it is that you have just been. The three sort of representatives of your different gods standing here before you once more, with kind of knowing looks on their face. And they say, "Do you have any other questions for us?"
um,
Got any
when do
sick
we get
armor?
going?
Question? Any cool armor for a humble bard?
Electon and Calamne look at each other and they're like, "Not in your size, unfortunately."
Any sick advice on how to, change the will of a dragon?
You would need to somehow break the power that Anax has over him.
Easy. I just break Anax.
I think if
there.
we hit the dragon on the head hard enough,
Those
then
Guys, what if we hit it till it dies?
what the fuck? Why's it got titties?
weird,
Those are
weird
its
bird
legs.
thing.
Mm.
Why is it slurping on me?
Because it's gonna vomit on you.
See, brother.
These are all ways that you could break the power that he has over Nykthos, but they do include besting him first.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, we do not have anything that will rend the axe from him, and it seems the axe itself even desires to stay in his grasp.
Well, if you're able to get us there before them, that would be a great help, I'm sure.
We will continue watching over you on your journey as well. But yes, time is of the essence, and we must send you on your ways.
That picture of what is it? Glemny looks like she's gonna be like, all right, here's how we're sending you there, and then she just fucking punts us across the world.
Hell yeah. Mommy.
So above you in the day, you see the sun in the sky, and before you, a staircase of sunlight appears, leading up towards it.
Heliod's blessing. I believe, anyways. Are we supposed to ascend the stairs, or is someone coming down?
Be on your way up the stairs. You should arrive at the sun's mirror to the north of Mount Kier. That should
Oh,
allow
perfect.
you the time you need to get to Mount Kier and deal with King Anax.
All right, Athen heads to the stairs.
Same.
Don't know how Kruvix will feel about this, but here I go.
You are watched and saluted by the respective representatives of your gods as getting closer and closer to the top of these stairs. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, fades, and the different creatures who you have been speaking to also fade away as you walk into the blinding light of the sun ahead of you.
My eyes.
Eventually,
Just don't look too long and you'll be fine.
Eventually, as you continue walking up, you all feel yourselves suddenly under water, and the world seems to almost like invert from where you were previously. As you can see, you are at the bottom of what looks like a crystal clear pool of water that stretches quite a bit, looking up at the same sun you just walked into. Assuming you all don't decide to drown here and you swim.
Gonna start swimming.
Okay, good. I rolled good on my acrobatics. I can't swim. Oh my
Athen
god.
drags him back with the like he's holding a cat, just by the scruff of his neck.
Just splashing air.
Yeah, and you are close enough to the shore that before long you are able to stand up and walk your ways. You see the Draki, a similar sight to what you had just seen previously, the grasslands of Oreskos to your south, as you are at the bottom of the sun's mirror, the southern side of the sun's mirror. Bring you back to the map.
We hit fast travel and left what's her face in the middle of nowhere.
I forgot fucking Pyra or Pyra is like guy.
She's like, what?
She goes to like shake Draki, and as she touches his blanket, it like fades like Yoda's cloak, and he's not there anymore.
So we're
I
here.
love the smell of
Yeah,
the plains. Smells like home.
I was trying to grab you guys to move you over there, but
Or home hiccup. Sorry.
it's okay. So the grasslands of Oreskos are very sparse in terms of the civilization that is in the area. Draki, you know, many of your people live more nomadic lives in tents and kind of hunting parties and just, again, nomadic groups. At a couple different points in the distance, you can see smoke rising from what you would know, like you would be able to identify as like a fire pit. It seems controlled and not like it's burning the entire countryside. From where you guys are, because it is built kind of right as it goes up to the foot of the Catakathon Mountains, you do see the stone buildings of Tethamos and even at this distance, although it is quite far away from you.
The great city of Tethemos.
Man,
Has
like,
been
I
some
know
time.
they helped us, but I do feel like they could have put us a bit closer.
I agree. Yeah, how many days is it to Mount Velas?
So, with the ease of traveling through this terrain, you would be there in about 3 days at most. Between traveling in
Okay.
the mountains
Perfect.
and the difficulty of the lava fields, Pyrana was estimating you guys would be there in 7 days.
Right.
Is it what time of day is it?
It is high noon.
All right, we still got half a day's worth of journey.
I think we need to proceed on. Unfortunately, I do not have time to go stop off and say hello to no one.
Is that your daughter's name?
No, it's actually not.
Okay. I don't know if you were pulling a
No one
Odysseus
is
over there.
Yeah, no one is
No.
friends of them.
No, don't worry. My daughter's name is Ella. It is not that.
I mean, it'd be pretty funny. Who's your daughter? Oh, she's no one.
Wow. Talk to her
Thanks,
in such
Dad.
high regards. She loves it. Call her No No for short.
What?
My daughter, No No.
Oh man.
I thought you said no nose, and I was like, why do you have to take away your nose?
No Nos, no.
One game of got your nose too many.
Yeah. She has not gotten her warrior name yet.
So do you guys just continue on straight towards Mount Kier from this point?
Yeah.
I think we kind of
Yeah.
have to speed blitz them, aren't they? Like
Well, I was
basically
gonna
3 days out
suggest
as well.
like we could double time it.
Yeah, if you carry me.
maybe we can
You move faster than Athen.
maybe
was
we can
talking to
hit an
getting-
encampment on the way in. To rest if there's one at a decent stopping point. But
Let's go. I'll show you a Crowan what it'd really like to move through the wilderness.
Bet.
you are in my territory now.
Okay, Mr. Can't Swim.
That's besides the point. We are on solid
that
land.
lake is not my territory.
That was not. Yeah, that was not my territory.
In Draki's defense, Oreskos is a land largely devoid of people who pay reverence to the gods. Both the temple on top of Mount Kier and the large lake, the Sun's Mirror, are these strange, isolated places of Heliod worship that exist in this more godless land than the places to the south of the Kataklathon Mountains. So it is indeed not his place.
Although he is a follower of
Very last minute,
Heliod.
though.
Why
Why do you think I called upon
very last
Heliod?
minute.
There was no one else that I knew.
I couldn't remember any other names.
Yeah.
That in my head that's really funny for reasons. But anyway, are you guys like racing each other or
I mean,
Yeah.
Athen will start.
Okay, I'm down.
start
I'm
like
fucking, I'll
a-
book it.
He's not like full out sprinting, but he does set like the typical like soldier double time march, knowing that endurance is more important than speed, and he just sets himself up to basically run to Mount Kier.
Akik is laughing and just trotting beside him.
so just for the sake of it,
I'm laughing as well, trotting aside.
Athen, what is
Look at
your,
his little
your
human
base
legs.
speed?
My
Just like your
movement
walking
speed.
Yeah.
It's I just have
30.
the 30.
Okay. Just for my knowledge, because I don't think I've looked in a long time. Takik, yours is what, 35?
Yeah.
And then Draki.
60.
That's right, Athen. We move like fucking animals and we fuck like them too, bitch.
Fucking backpedaling in front of you. Yeah,
You guys have
Let's
suddenly
go,
gone a lot
guys.
more feral in this part of the world.
It's all these
Welcome
fucking
to the
hillbillies.
jungle, baby. We're gonna die.
But yeah, as you guys are double timing it through the grasslands, it is a much nicer environment than the constant burning and searing heat of the lava fields and the smell of like sulfurous fumes pouring out of the ground. The environment itself is also much more beautiful as you are traversing through it. Very much like amber waves of grain. That although Takika is not hindering your movement, as one of the shorter members of the party, it is kind of high up on you, and you guys are wading your way through this. The thing I will need is going to be just a perception check from everybody as you are moving through.
We do got negatives to that.
Yeah, because you're at a fast pace.
Yeah.
So we need to roll in.
It's just a
I think
negative
it was a
-5.
-5 penalty. Yeah.
Though we did roll pretty good.
Pretty good.
But yeah, so as you guys are going, you're able to, especially with your natural instincts as travelers of the world or heroes or survivors, see where a plume of smoke is in the distance that you estimate you can probably get to by nightfall. Do you all intend on going towards a camp to try and rest, or are you just going to keep trying to head straight forward towards Mount Kier? Not through the night, but just in terms of like where you might be
Right.
making camp. You could go
I
through
mean,
the
you
night if
say
you wish.
you say that, but I thought you guys were in a hurry.
Takik's not saying
I think
shit.
I
As long as we don't get
think either way should be better. If we don't have to keep watch it all at night, that would be, I'm sure, beneficial to our rest. Also get some food, some friends. You never know. What was our time frame again? 3 days to get there, and
3 days to get there at most.
King Annex was supposed to get there in 3 days as well.
Did they tell you a time frame?
No.
I don't think they did.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
Okay, that's actually a good point. We might just need to keep hoofing it.
fucking bitch.
Fucking bitch. What are you talking about?
Talk about hoofing it again, you fucking racist piece of shit.
It's a very funny saying. Because you satyrs are so slow.
So are you heading towards the camp, or are you marching through the night?
Athens down to march through the night.
Takik's gonna swallow everyone's pride really quick and say that we should probably rest so we don't get fucking exhaustion points tacked onto us before we go fight a fucking dragon.
I mean, so long as they sleep the next day, wouldn't that fix it?
I don't know. I don't remember how exhaustion works.
Me
You'd get
neither.
a point of exhaustion potentially marching through the night if you don't rest. Potentially another point of exhaustion, and then if you sleep and take a long rest, that removes a point of exhaustion.
I will point out we've only been traveling half a day, technically,
That is
because
true.
we woke up from the middle of the night into Nykthos, Shrine of
Midday.
Nyx, and then got a few conversations, and then got teleported here midday.
Well, shit. Then let's keep going.
Yep. Think we have to.
Typically, travel time is 8 hours a day.
Right. At a fast pace, you're traveling 4 miles an hour.
Right. So, assuming we've done 4-ish hours of travel. I don't know the actual distance between these two locations, but
And the truth of the distance between the locations exists only in myth and legend. Can I get everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw as you continue traveling at a fast pace?
can I remind you of my background?
If you wish to, because I don't remember what it is.
So I can travel twice the normal distance at a fast pace without suffering any ill effects.
Nice. All right. So everyone aside from Athen. My boys.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you guys said you were fast? Come on, let's go.
These dwarves are very
This
dangerous
is-
over short distances.
I
This-
told you this was going to be an endurance test.
The sun is beginning to set
Fine.
behind the Catakathon Mountains as you guys have traveled that initial 4 miles, or sorry, several hours at the beginning of your journey. And is at that point where the sun is setting behind the mountains that Draki and Takik, you feel the exhaustion start to kick in. At the moment, it is not affecting the pace at which you travel. I believe first level exhaustion is only ability checks, if I'm remembering correctly. It's the one window
Yes.
I didn't pull up.
I am not dealing with this shit. Tequila stops and lays down.
Okay, what is Draki and Athan doing as
And just to be
Takik
a
lies
bitch-
down in the grass?
I cast sleep on fucking Athan.
Okay, I mean you can roll if you want. I'm not quite sure you can get there.
What? I didn't even read it. Roll 5d8.
You guys are
gonna
level
do it.
7 adventurers, correct?
Who knows?
Level
Fuck.
7. We're level 6. Are we supposed to be level 7?
Are you sure you're level 6?
We're level 7.
We're level
For
7.
sure.
Maybe I think I probably just forgot to update it in the actual.
I was like, did I not remember to tell you guys to level up?
Athen will he like sort of
Okay, yeah,
slows and
level
like
7.
circles back around to where Takik's just laying on the ground. And he's like, we can take a break if you need to.
Yeah. Let's just break. Fuck it.
Did
It
you
was a
say
little bit
something?
more than I thought.
It's the arrogance of Takik. Did you say something?
Athan, you can go stand about 20 feet that way.
You don't want me in your hut?
I'm kidding. Get over here so we don't have to keep watch barely.
But you don't have to keep watch.
I said barely.
Oh.
Can just make a golden grainy dome and hope to blend in with the environment.
Well, I think I
just
get to
like
pick the color,
elfin
no?
close.
Yeah, that's what I mean by picking like a grain colored dome.
Yes. Blends in with the grass.
Just a hot pink dome, middle of the field.
Well, considering everything's fearing flame spirits and the sort right now, that might be, worth it. Maybe we look like a giant slug, a lava slug. It's ingenious.
So as you guys do settle into the sphere, are you actually keeping a watch, or are you just trusting in the sphere?
Don't know. Takik went to sleep.
Athen will attempt to take the first watch.
I guess I'll take second watch
You guys can
and see
discuss
if
you're gonna
Takik can
choose
wake
to
it
wake
up
me.
when that comes around. But if not, then we might have to trust in the tent for a little bit.
Trust in the tent.
Yeah.
So yeah, Athen, can you give me a survival check? Sorry,
Survival.
perception check.
Okay.
Will this be at advantage?
Why would it be at advantage?
No idea.
Just just in case.
In response to that, not to punish Thomas, but unless you guys lit a fire as well, which you definitely could have, it would be a disadvantage because it is dark out.
Well, so I think I have to read the spell again. If there's light on the inside of the hut, does it radiate outward?
I don't think it does because that would make it more noticeable.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. So even if I cast light, it wouldn't help me see beyond
The dome.
the hut.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of moot at that point. So yeah, I do not have dark vision and it is dark, so that would be at disadvantage. It's fucking dark.
It's dark and it is quiet.
It's peaceful. Athen spends most of the time looking up at the stars.
You zoom out of our tent, and it's like in Jurassic Park when you see the raptor lines going towards all the people.
Yeah, just through the fields of grain.
Yeah.
It is sort of counter to how you might think of it because the people out here are so anti-god worship. But one of the features that you notice as you are looking up at the sky, being in this brand new environment for Athen, the sky here, much like if you are used to living in a city and then go out into the forest, you can see the constellations and the kind of nebula-like clouds in the sky much clearer in this environment.
Nice.
It is strange considering, again, how against the worship of gods the people out here are, that Nyx is so visible and present in the sky.
Okay.
But that's all you notice on your watch. Then it is Draki if he chooses to wake up and be on watch.
Athen will attempt to wake him up. Also, I'll be right back.
Okay. I will wake up.
Okay. You do have dark vision, so your perception check will not be at disadvantage.
Oh, perfect. Would be an advantage since I'm in my home territory.
Nope.
Damn. No, 17. Okay.
Definitely more familiar with the environment, and your night vision does indeed help with the location of creatures and things that are around you. You know a lot of the creatures that live out here in the grasslands and hunt in the grasslands are not like domesticated creatures and have certain areas where they are territorial. Like you do notice from looking around that you guys have not, in your attempt to just sort of fall over and go to sleep, stumbled upon the territory of any sort of dangerous creature. However, in the edges and peripheries of your vision as you're on watch, you can see, and again, just sort of because it's very different from where you came from and is a little bit more of the familiarity of the environment that you originally were in, this kind of almost comforting Animal Planet-esque sight as you see lions and different elks and creatures going about their business in the grasslands, some hunting others, chases happening in the night, nocturnal birds that just don't exist south of the Catakathon Mountains. You can hear them squawking. The naturalness of the environment, you're kind of like a glove fitting right back into where you're from, noticing all these things. But
yeah, I'd like to say
Draki
has like
guys.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'd like to say that Rocky definitely has like just the biggest smile on his face, just being in something so familiar. Just feeling like somewhat at peace after all of the chaos that's been going on. He can finally feel like he can actually rest with a little less worry than normal.
Oh.
What is
Then I
it?
guess I go and
Club.
try and wake up to Keek.
Tiki wakes up.
Do you want to go and
Oh, hey,
watch?
yeah, what am I looking for? Because it's pretty big.
There's mostly just animals out there. Nothing too crazy to worry about. We don't seem to be in any hunting territories for any wild creatures.
I see.
So we should be more on the safe side, from what I could gather.
I see. Well, best of luck to me, I guess. I shall most likely be meditating, but I will sing you a sweet little lullaby, kitten.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Takik, give me a. I guess if you're not actually on watch, you can make whatever check you want. But if you are
Oh,
on
that was
watch, make me a perception check at disadvantage. Okay. Focusing a little bit too much on your meditation and your playing of the instrument. Nothing of note sort of passes by your sight as you occasionally look up to make sure nothing has come to attempt to attack this dome in the grasslands. And then you notice as there's not a fourth person on watch, so you can stay up if you wish, or you can go to bed.
Oh yeah, I'm waking Athen up. Oh wait, there's no fourth person. Fuck. Will we get a long rest if
Wake
one
him
of
up anyways for his hubris.
Yeah, I'm gonna wake him up. Hey,
What's
Athen,
up?
I'm
we don't have a
tired.
fourth person to watch, and I have to go to sleep.
Uh,
What do we do?
well, I
I've never
mean,
been in this situation before.
we can just not have someone on watch,
Oh,
or
period. Okay, he just lays down.
okay. Athen will just take a look around and then roll over and go back to bed.
Make me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Sorry, get back to that page.
Creeper.
Oops. Well, it's already pretty bad. Yeah, no, let's stick with the 4.
You guys wake up in the morning, hindered from your sleep, having taken a long rest. I don't know if you've expended much of anything aside from the daylight spell, but those things
Yep.
you get back. You get back. Those of you who had exhaustion, you lose that point of exhaustion.
I didn't even notice, so that's perfect.
Oh, I should have had Draki and you rolling at disadvantage for the fucking perception checks, but whatever. I can never remember to actually have you guys do that.
It's okay. Draki is
I mean, if you make yourself have the exhaustion on your on the tracker on your character sheet, it should force your rolls to be disadvantaged, I believe.
Now where do we see that at?
You have to turn it on in the settings, little cog, like by the core, the bio, the spells. If you go in there, you can like toggle on exhaustion tracking.
Well, it didn't. I have it on. It didn't seem to do anything.
Okay, I thought
On
it
the
did, but maybe
terminal.
not. But yeah, you can definitely keep track of it that way for sure.
Gotcha.
So you guys are waking up in the morning as well. Takik, gathering your stuff, you do notice on the outside of the tent there is a feather of a bird. Seems to be made out of metal and is partially rusted away.
Oh,
Dude, he followed us?
What the hell?
It is the eyes of Pufferos. Or is that his name?
I think you got it. I mean,
Yeah,
it was Perforos,
I
but I think
believe
that's
it.
what you said.
Yeah, I
Swear.
think I said Pepperos, but
I just kind of assumed Discord like dampens a lot of consonants.
I figured if I slurred my words enough, you would be able to tell.
Well, it appears that Perforos is quite invested in our situation, as he should be.
I think he would be. I would hope he would be.
Imagine he's just hating on us. It's hard to like. He's just like these dumbasses.
But yeah, is the plan from there to again just double time it towards
I
Mount
think
Kier?
so.
Hoof it.
I have a question, Jason. If I cast a spell from the Helm of Gods, do I need its components? Specifically the holy water for protection from evil and good?
You do not.
Dope. Okay.
I have holy water.
Yeah. I mean that's still good. But it is like a resource, and this would be a nice way to get it without needing to expend that resource. So it's also
Gotcha.
one less spell I have to prepare. Whereas like I can just have the helmet prepare it.
Oh, that's fair.
I see. Excuse me.
Also, while preparing my spells, I could conjure us some mounts to ride. I can only bring forward 2, but we could have 2 things to ride on today.
In considering the spells that you guys have and the spells that you are preparing, especially because of the time that it is, do consider those spells at 8th level. So you level up, and we're gonna stop the session there as you are
No.
determining
Oh shit.
the course of which you move towards Mount Cure.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
for spells that were, excuse me, like readying up for the day, how does that? I don't know if I've been doing that right because I have my 3 spell slots for like let's say level 3. If I'm like readying a spell, does that mean I have to like?
So as a bard, you don't change your spells every day. You just have the spells you know, and that's it.
Oh, so
But
that's a different thing for a paladin.
yeah, paladins, druids, and clerics and artificers have they know all the spells from their class, and then every day they pick which ones they want to have that day.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I thought I had
Yeah, so
way
you're doing it right. You don't need to do anything different.
Gotcha. Okay. Hell yeah. Level 8. Never been this far
Oh
from
yeah.
home.
Honestly though. That's
Ability score
incredible.
improvement. Or a feat.
I'm also looking back through my notes because there was also a point to some of the stuff that happened while you were on Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. You guys do all get 10 more piety.
Nice.
Oh shit. Nice.
Pulling in that. I'm pious as Jesus of Nazareth. Call me fucking Francis the way I'm pious up in here. Oh shit, I get to use Mage Hand to protect myself? Yowza.
You just like slap anyone who comes over to you.
It says, so for Krufix, it's, you can use your Mage Hand cantrip to protect yourself. While your spectral hand is within 5 feet of you, you gain a +2 bonus to your AC against ranged attacks.
It's just like slapping the things out of the air.
Alt.
in the fuck is that?
I don't know. I looked
The
up Paul,
fuck?
and that was the second one. Fucking Eddie Murphy. There was a better one. Hold on.
He looks like he's
the
in Mars
fuck?
Attacks.
Oh boy, I like the first one better.
I don't think the second one's Eddie Murphy, I'm gonna be honest.
It's not.
The fuck?
But yeah,
How
unless
many spells
there's
do I know now?
any questions you guys have, or whatever.
No, it looks like I need to look at more
No.
feats and stuff. Looks very fun.
Right. I'm just gonna stop recording, but like usual, I'm hanging out. So, till next time.